I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Superman's gonna do good. I don't know.
I think there'll be the curiosity factor that's gonna give it.
Yeah.
Maybe, but the guy looks like a dick.
It'll open big, but
just because he played a dick in Twisters doesn't mean he's actually gonna be a dick all the time.
He was really good. Did you ever see X? I mean, Albert.
Yes, I did see X. Yeah. Did I? I did.
Yeah, you definitely saw X. No, Pearl. He was in Pearl. Sorry, he's in Pearl.
Oh, I did not see Pearl. No.
Oh, you didn't see Pearl? Oh, that's right. He's in Pearl. That's right. I swear to God, it's easy for me to say this now in retrospect, but I swear to God, when I saw Pearl and that jawline, I said, you know what? He'd make a really good Superman or a Cyclops. I swear I had this thought.
Oh, I have seen Pearl.
Yeah.
He was the
1940s.
Yeah, he's that guy. Okay, he's guy.
Really, really good looking. And like I said, I saw that jawline. I said, you know what? He'd make a great superhero.
Oh my God, the jaw! He does not have a jawline. He's so mid.
Did you see Pearl?
No, but I see.
Then one of us has an expert opinion, right?
No, I've seen his face. He's not that great.
No, trust me. This is. I think he added. If you saw Twister, he added a few pounds of Twisters. I think, but in Pearl, he had a really strong jawline.
Man. Oh wow!
Okay.
Maybe he got filler. You know.
Maybe.
I feel like Anna has a higher standard of what Superman is supposed to look like.
I do.
Oh. Yeah, she's very shallow.
Well, there we go then.
I am very shallow.
Welcome to the Stuff and Junk Show, where we share our opinions on random subjects, from interesting news, social topics, pop culture, our likes and dislikes, things you've seen, heard, or read what we did, and what we do. You know, stuff and junk. Hello, my name is Albert.
This is Jiaming.
It's Vanna.
So, over WonderCon, there was a story that I did not mention on the podcast, and I guess I'll mention it here. At a certain moment, that the show floor was already ending. They already made the announcement that WonderCon is over. Blah blah blah. Me and Derek went over to a friend of his, who's an exhibitor, and she was wrapping up her booth, right? And we were talking to her, and suddenly she was surprised at something. She looked down and she sees a dog.
Hmm?
There was a dog that magically showed up in her booth. So I'm like, oh, that's not your dog? Mm-hmm. The dog had like a harness that said service dog and the leash, and the dog is just walking. It's like a small little when I was in a corgi, it was almost like a shepherd mix kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so apparently it's two booths behind her was the owner, right? So she walked the dog back to the owner. Oh, the owner was like kind of like nonplussed about it, like dog.
What?
and then our friend went back to her booth, and then I'm looking back there, and I see the dog walking away from that booth again to the another booth, and so the dog's showing up in the other person's booth, and the other person's like, "Oh hey, where'd you come from?" kind of thing. And so I'm like, okay, I'll be helpful. I walked over there, and the guy goes, "Is this your dog?" Like, no, I think it's her dog, kind of thing. So I'm like, hey, she got away again, right? And then she just kind of gave me like a, kind of look. Like, what's going on here?
So obviously, it's not like a real service. She does not
care.
She doesn't.
It's not really not a real service dog in the sense that like the person had some sort of disability or anything like that. It's just like an emotional, quote unquote, emotional support dog that they sort of got some sort of certificate for that they can bring into a show, right? You know what I mean? Sound like a real service dog, right?
I have no idea, but based on
what it sounds like. Because it seems like they're nonplussed about this. It's kind of like,
she did not care one bit about that dog.
Based on her actions later on, I question whether she really does need a service dog or not. Okay, so she's packing up. She's packing up her stuff. She has a little card. She's packing up her stuff, and I'm just standing there with the dog. I'm holding onto the leash, like Derek and other people are like look at me, going, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching the dog."
Yeah,
dog's name.
Yeah, I'm a dog sitter now. That's what's happening.
I'm so glad I wasn't there.
That's how I'm closing the show. I ended up being a dog sitter.
I would have taken that dog with me.
And then I'm trying to talk to the lady, like, so what's her name? Like, Amy. Kind of thing, and then she goes on her business again.
Oh my god!
And then,
what a horrible person.
And then they're like, do you mind if I watch the dog? Is her reaction?
Oh, I'm like, get me out of here.
What a a-hole, man.
That's the show.
What
is her booth number? I'm gonna find her out.
So
I'm gonna send her.
So she's kind of like almost done packing, or she kind of is, and then she had to toss something away. So she walked away out to the corner where the trash can was at, right? And the dog's like acting like, oh, where's she going? Where's she going? Kind of thing, right? but I'm still holding on to the leash.
You know what? I'm not gonna let you finish. I've come to the conclusion. I think you interrupted her trying to dump her dog. What do you think of that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you stopped her. This
She
is
did
like
not
her.
want to keep that dog.
This was an abandonment thing. You know what I mean? Her plan was just to leave about the dog and just abandon it.
Yeah.
You know? She can't afford it. You know what I mean? The tariffs, the economy being what it is. You know what I mean? She can't afford that dog anymore.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So she shows up and she's like hiding behind a pillar. Okay, like she's playing peekaboo with the dog.
Yeah.
So the dog's like, "Oh, she's over there. It's over there," kind of thing. And I see her like peeking out of the pillar, like playfully, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're going over there. So I went over there. The dog goes around the corner. She's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So I look back and I see her by her cart, by her booth, and she's like running off.
Yeah.
like
Like
what the
it's like
heck?
a roadrunner thing. You know what I mean? She's like, you can see, roadrunning clouds. You know what I mean? She's gosh, running 100 miles per hour down the freeway. You know what I mean? Like she's being chased by a wily coyote. She's just gone.
And then the poor dog is like, "Oh my god, where'd she go? Where'd she go?"
Yeah.
I'm like, she's over here. She's over here. We gotta go. She's over here, right? So and then I get the dog to move that direction,
Yeah.
and then I see her like two boots down away from where she was, and she's hiding behind her cart with her boxes.
I don't know why you're being like a
Why
Buddhist.
are you being
Like,
so nice?
I don't know why you be a monk, like a Zen monk about this, man. I'd be like, hey, honey, I'm a lead. I gotta go home, man. I got
I'm
wife
doing
and
it for the
kids.
dog.
I'm out of here, man.
I'm
You gotta
doing
take your
this
dog.
for the
Yo,
dog.
homie.
No, you
Yo,
should have
homie.
taken the dog. You should have taken the dog.
Yeah.
Was it like an older dog? Is it how old? I just don't know how old.
I don't
roughly
know.
is it?
The dog might have been an older dog. Could be.
Oh,
You should have taken the dog.
Should have
Just
taken
walk
the
away.
dog.
I don't think she would have cared.
it's an abandonment. It was like an abandonment issue. She was going to abandon the dog if you weren't there, man. You caught her ass.
Yeah.
You got her ass.
Well, I mean, she stayed by there. I got the dog to her, and she's like, "Hi," and then the dog's like, "Yeah, happy," you know, kind of thing. So,
That's what I'm saying. In the 7 years in the 7 years I've owned my dog, I've never had been compelled to leave my dog to somebody, give the leash to somebody, have them play peekaboo, or have them walk my dog. You know what I mean? There's no way I'm letting my dog out of my sight, man.
I'm thinking
this chick was over her dog.
I'm thinking that this is the reason why she has a service dog. Because clearly she needs one.
No, she doesn't have a service dog. She has a dog that she doesn't care about enough and is bamboozling and not just using that service dog title.
I don't like this shit.
Yeah, I don't like her either. Tell me her booth right now. You tell me her booth right now.
It reminds me.
I am so mad.
It reminds me of this one time I took my nephew to the park, right? And then this was when he was younger and stuff. So we got out of the car, and as soon as we got out of the car, like this corgi type dog, again like you, it's like a smaller dog, whatever, starts just running up to us. You know, I mean, this is the first time in my life a dog's been that friendly. They just ran up to us. Let us pet the dog, let us pet it and stuff, like scratching and stuff like that. And so we were so comfortable because she was so friendly. We were able to read the caller easily. Got the name and the telephone number. You know what I mean? So we called the number, and then the lady was just like this lady. She was very I heard her sigh. So the dog's at the park, right? I was like, yeah, okay. So we'll hold on to the dog. You're coming right now, right? And she sighed again. I guess. But she was like, you could just kind of lead the dog. It's just like you don't have to watch the dog. You know what I mean? Because it didn't seem like she was in any hurry to come down to the park to get her dog. You know what I mean? Because it seems like the impression was like this dog does it all the time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So and then I would never leave my dog. I mean, I would never want somebody to leave my dog unattended. I would just rush down there. You know what I mean? I held on to the dog for like 5-10 minutes, and she finally got her ass down and claim her dog and stuff like that. But it's like, I think she said thank you, but she was like I said, if her face was a whatever, you know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. My whole thing is like, if you anyway, so I don't want to say it.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I'm like, did you want me to tie her leash to your table? And of course, her answer is like, I mean.
Oh my God! Okay, was this the booth that Derek mentioned in the end of the episode he needed to go to?
There's two booths south of that.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up.
Oh, I sent the picture of the dog to the group chat if you want to take a look at the dog. But
I'm so mad, Albert. Why are you so nice? You're a dog person.
That's why I'm doing it for the dog.
You should be infuriated.
I don't know what the relationship between the dog.
No, you.
Oh, what a cute dog!
It is. Oh my god, I'm so mad at you, Albert. How dare you? I'm so glad I wasn't there. I would have caused issues.
This chick was an asshole. Though. The thing is, this is obvious, but when you have a pet like a dog or a cat, especially a dog, you're responsible for the dog. You know what I mean? You are responsible for like 24/7 and stuff like that. You have to be alert. You have to be alert. You have to be present. You know what I mean? It's a big. Dogs are attached to the owners and stuff like that. You know, it's like come on, man. I take that responsibility serious and stuff. You know what I mean?
There's another vendor that I don't know if they were at WonderCon this year, but their whole thing is their corgi thing, and they have their corgi, and they love their dog.
I saw that.
Yes, they love them. This lady, she does not love her dog, and I'm going to track her down, and I'm going to save that dog.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'm glad I brought this up. Okay. It's the 859th episode of the show, and as of this recording, it's currently 12:20 a.m., April 1st, 2025, in Newark, New Jersey. And it's time to take a look and see what's up. So, at the New Jersey airport, the TSA was detected something in the body scanner of a person that triggered, that got their attention. Okay.
It's butt stuff. It's gotta be butt stuff. I'm gonna call right now.
How many butt stuff stories have I done so far?
Not enough.
You love butts.
Well, anyways, the title is, and I'm gonna put a blank on the item. TSA find blank concealed in man's pants at New Jersey airport.
Pants. Oh, okay.
Concealed in his pants.
I think I read the snake. I think I read the story. I think it's snakes, right? Illegal snakes or something.
It's not a snake.
Was it some animal?
It was
illegal animal.
It was concealed in the groin area of his pants. So, but it's not a snake.
I don't want to know.
It's an exotic animal, though.
It was 5 inches long and wrapped in a small blue towel.
On a good day.
You started it, Albert. You started it.
Well, I was baiting him. But
Blasted? I mean, was he excited? What was it? I don't think Anna's guessing.
What's your guess, Anna?
I said crabs.
Okay, the crabs. I mean, that's a solid guess. Anyways, it was a turtle.
Oh my god, that poor baby.
Yeah, it was a turtle. 5-inch long turtle.
Did they save it?
There's a picture, and turtle looks alive to me. Yeah, one of the guys says here, we have seen travelers try to conceal knives and other weapons on their person, in their shoes, and in their luggage. However, I believe this is the first time we have come across someone who was concealing a live animal down the front of his pants.
Psychos.
You know,
indeed. Like apparently the guy is uncircumcised.
I mean, if that turtle is a snappy turtle, he might be circumcised. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, moving on. You know how there's an old story, or it's not really an old story. It's a classic story of like a kid in their bedroom. It's like, "Mommy, Daddy, there's a monster underneath my bed."
Oh, okay,
that thing, right?
I thought we were going a different direction.
Yeah. What?
Okay. A kid in his bedroom. He realizes what he calls. He's no longer a little kid anymore.
Yeah.
He gets excited. Don't look under the bed.
Yeah, usually it's like, Monsters Inc. did the thing where it's like there's a monster in our closet, the boogeyman thing underneath the bed kind of situation. Horror movies do it all the time, something underneath the bed kind of thing. So the babysitter gets a call from the kid, like, hey, there's a monster underneath the bed kind of thing. Then the babysitter is gonna, what they do, they play act kind of thing, like, oh, I'll go check and look. And then when she looks underneath the bed, she finds what?
Well, I think I read the headline for this. There's a strange someone broke in, right?
Yeah, I read this one too.
Oh, yes. There is a person, a 27-year-old man.
Hell no.
Was found underneath the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it says here, when the victim attempted to show the child there was nothing underneath the bed, she came face to face with a male suspect who was hiding there.
Well, looks like I was wrong on this one. All right.
An altercation ensued with the babysitter, and one child was knocked over in the struggle. Mm-hmm. Apparently, this man used to live in that house.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, he was under a protection from abuse order that required him to stay from the property. So I guess either he broke in or he still had like a key that had access to the house or something. So yeah, he was arrested on charges of aggravated kidnapping, aggravated burglary, battery, child endangerment, felony obstruction for law enforcer, violation of protection from abuse order, blah blah blah.
Doesn't matter if my ex or whatever family doesn't live here. I'm still gonna stalk them in this house. It's kind of weird, like real commitment to the bit and stuff like that. So my understanding is after the babysitter saw him on the bed, he freaked out. They all freaked out, and then he ran out of the house. Right? There wasn't like a melee, right? It wasn't like a fight or anything.
Well, they said there was like a brawl, not a brawl, but I mean somebody did get hurt, So
because hopefully, best case is hopefully like. She wasn't trying to stop him or jiu-jitsu him or something like that. Hopefully, he just run out because everybody's freaked out. But, I'm glad everybody's okay though.
It sounds like nobody died or seriously hurt.
It's a scary story, man.
It's a scary story. Yeah, it's like usually this is the joke, right? Oh, there's nothing underneath the bed. Don't worry. Most people don't even bother acting like they're checking. Imagine if the babysitter just like, oh, don't worry about it, and then walks away. Yeah. Who knows what could have happened? Jeez. And my last story here is that how you normally get like I don't know if Anna gets this, but Jiaming, like you go to YouTube and you'll see like a movie trailer for a movie that hasn't released a trailer yet, kind of thing. And I mean, off the bat of my head, I'm like, well, it's got to be fake, right? Yeah. Or you have people who send you like, oh hey, check out this new John Wick 5 trailer, kind of thing, right? And then
the Avengers Doomsday trailer is already online. Did you know that?
yeah, exactly.
I love telling them it's fake.
Yeah. I'm used to the guy goes, it's fake, right? So it's like,
I love it.
Yeah. So there are two YouTube channels that I know for sure that gets viral because they're fake videos. Screen Culture and Cage Studio. Okay, those are the two ones that I normally see. Well, YouTube turns off ad revenue for fake movie trailer channels after deadline investigation.
That's good.
Yes, finally. Yeah. Says right here in Deadline analyzed how Screen Culture is creating trailers that closely imitate official marketing material for franchises like The Fantastic Four First Steps and Superman. But splices in AI imagery to tease irresistible details about a movie that appeal to their giant fandoms. Yeah, it kind of hurts me whenever like those videos, those fake videos get more hits than the actual video sometimes. And it's like, it's sad. It's like, come on now. Like, and people, they don't make the extra effort to double check to see if it's real or not. They just look at it and assume it's real. So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like channels that are doing fantasy casting for stuff. I think that's a little bit more playful. But like this two YouTube channels specifically, they try to like just violate, take advantage of the monetization policy, like just getting all the clicks kind of thing. Yeah, so I'm glad that YouTube finally stepped in to do something about it. Of course, they're like saying that, hey, freedom of speech. We're technically not really doing anything illegal. So to speak.
Again, that's a misunderstanding of what freedom of speech means. Yeah. It's not the government coming in saying you can't make fake trailers. It's a company whose platform you're using is what do you call it? Is telling you you're violating their terms and conditions and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yep.
Not that I'm a lawyer, but I play one on TV.
Yep. The guy goes here is like KH Studios founder said the intention of the channel is to entertain with what if ideas rather than mislead viewers.
It's not what you guys think. You guys think I'm lying in order to profit. You know what I mean? Put money up. Like, that's not it. Money? I don't even like money. Get out of here, money.
He continues to lie here and says, I've been running Cage Studio full time for over 3 years now, putting everything into it. It's tough to see it grouped under misleading content in the demonetization decision, when my goal has always been to explore creative possibilities, not to misrepresent.
I've been lying for a long
releases.
time. I've been lying for a long ass time. You haven't done anything about it before. Why do it now? You know what I mean? I've been running that AI program on my computer for years now. You know what I mean? Now you bust my ass. How dare you?
Here's more facts about how he does it. He goes, he oversees a team of dozen editors who create as many as 12 videos a week based on his instructions.
Yeah, let me translate that. I pay a couple of Filipino guys in a couple of bucks an hour and stuff like that to make up this bullshit. You know what I mean? So yeah, get out of here.
Apparently, the ad revenue gave him millions of dollars of ad revenue. And this guy is apparently those YouTube channels are based in India.
Oh, there you go. See, I was close.
Yeah. And that's what's up. What's that? You can find this podcast. Where's Ruthie? You can find this podcast on Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, and YouTube at Stuff Junk Show. You can find me, Albert, on Instagram and Letterboxd at Albert5x5.
You can find me on social media, JIAMINGLLU.
You can find me on social media at Anna Voltage or my other show, Most Extreme Ranking Challenge.
Music has been provided by Gleam and June. Updates, contact info, ways to support us, and everything else is on the show notes found on whowhatwhereswhy.com. Before we wrap things up, I do want to address the fact that I saw the movie Death of a Unicorn. No spoilers here. Death of a Unicorn last week, and rather enjoyed it quite a bit. I would say that it was in like probably my top 5 of the year so far.
These are words I would not use, but okay. I don't want to be a bummer. I don't want to be a buzzkill. Sorry.
Yeah. So
two people can see the same movie and have two different opinions. Yeah, all right.
So
this is true.
And one of us can have the right opinion, by the way. And
one of us is right.
Yeah, one of us. Albert's not that one. That person's but one of us can be right. Okay.
I thought it was a delightful movie and really fun, fantastic.
I thought half of it was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. What was your point? Sorry.
My point is that I think I'm giving a fate in movie critics. Like you guys just can't just have fun in watching movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's my deal.
You guys.
You guys.
What do you mean? Who's you guys?
Yeah, there's no film critics on this podcast.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Did you just call me you guys?
Yeah. You guys. I'm just. It's just like a general.
I know.
I'm not even mentioning you, because you don't watch as much movies as Jiaming here.
Mm-hmm. My whole thing right now, just to kind of expand on what Albert is saying and stuff. My whole thing at 47, 48 now, I just look at pure numbers or kind of like snippets of data as far as like critics and stuff like that. You know, the Rotten Tomatoes score, Metacritics, and little snippets of what critics say are good movies and stuff like that. I don't really read full blown reviews anymore. I don't, you know what I mean? But only because, not that I think I know everything, but just like I feel like in my 26, 27 some odd years, I have a pretty good foundation of that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned before, I took a couple of movie classes in college. I read Roger Ebert for years and years and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And since then, I'm now at a point where I'm more focused on fine tuning my own sense of taste and what I like and what I think works as a movie and TV and stuff like that. I'm at a point I really don't really care that much about what critics say. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. I mean, I've gone through the same thing you did. I've taken movie classes in the past, and blah 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 blah, and obviously watched a lot of movies.
I've actually read books. Can you believe that? There was a time when my ass actually read. I read read books about film and filmmaking and stuff like that.
Yeah, why didn't you just wait for the movie? But yeah, it's like I believe when I checked last time, it was at 55%. Death of a Unicorn. 55% people liked it, and 45% of the critics did not. And I was just so disappointed. And like I think I've already made my comment about like critics are being too critical about movies sometimes. I know John may give your own opinion about that, but I feel like
my opinion is like I just give a rat ass. I just do my own thing.
I had a lot of fun in the movie. That's all that matters. And I feel like a lot of the complaints that some of these people have been saying feels a little unfair. And
my whole thing is, like I said, I'm trying to refine my own taste in movies and television at this point. You know what I mean? That's the only really thing I really care about. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I'm 47. I have my own thoughts, my own opinions. I want to sharpen my own, because I think watching movies and just absorbing art in general, whether it's movie, TV, you go to a concert, whatever, it is absorbing and processing it, to me, is a I don't know if skill is the right word, but it is a thing. You know what I mean? And it's something that you can fine tune and you can refine and stuff like that. And to me, it's a personal thing now. You know what I mean? Nothing to do with, I rarely care about what, other people say and stuff like that. Not that I'm open to learning. I'm open to having new perspectives and angles and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But still, at the end of the day, I'm really more focused on, like I said, refining my taste.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it there then. This was episode 859 of the Stuff and Junk Show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, this podcast has been a Who With Worst Why production. Speaking of opinions about movies, don't you have something to share, Anna?
Actually, I do. And this is I know we talked about Shrek 5 and how you guys think the animation looks better. I talked to my friends, they disagree. So, ha ha ha. But anyways, it's funny enough, we were talking about it at golf class because I'm taking golf lessons.
Is it miniature golf lessons?
No, real golf. How dare you? And the golf instructor, he's really cool. He's like I think he's around my age supposedly, but he's really funny. So and we started talking. I don't know what we were talking about, but somehow we ended up on the subject of Shrek. And he's like, "Oh, I really like the first one," and I was like, "Yeah, like you watch up until 3." But we don't talk about the fourth one. And then Shrek 2 is far superior and the best one. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, like watch it and then come back and talk to me. So then this past week, he was like, by the way, I talked to my family and friends and they all agree with you that Shrek 2 is the best. I was like, see, thank you. The people agree.
Yeah. I've heard this online too. People like Shrek 2 more than Shrek 1. Honestly, I don't remember the Shrek. I don't even know. There's the 4 Shreks. I just don't remember.
There are 4 Shreks.
Yeah, we don't talk about the 4th.
I'm also in the camp that only remembers really the first movie. Yeah, I vaguely remember the second one. I think I don't even know what the third one's about. The fourth one, I know what that's about.
You guys,
I do remember there was a big drop off though. I remember around 2 or 3. I'm like,
it was 3. It was 3.
I think that's what. Yeah, the other thing I know about Shrek is people love donkey and stuff like that. But my whole thing is like Eddie Murphy did this bit in Mulan. His is the same character as Mulan. I think Mushu should get more credit as Eddie Murphy's voice comedic sidekick thing. You know what I mean? I love donkey, but people should show Mushu more love. So
damn, you make a good point. I'm gonna use that next week.
Oh, I totally forgot Eddie Murphy played Mushu.
Yeah.
Also, I'm more curious about the golf thing. Are you learning how to actually is it just drive the driving range? Or are you actually learning how to play golf, like all the different clubs and all that stuff, like golf?
We're learning, and this week we're actually playing a full game.
Are you playing
18 holes?
I don't know 18 holes. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I missed. No, but we're actually playing the game.
Right. So this isn't like a party golf thing?
No, there's nobody in sparkly pants except me.
But you're drinking beer and stuff, right?
Yes, apparently there's a lot of drinking involved. I did not know this.
Yeah. Let us know next week. Is it 18 holes? Seems like a lot.
I know. Maybe it'll be maybe
it's probably 9 holes. But let us know if you're playing 9 holes, what time, if you're drinking beers. Because I think that's the move to make. I've done because 9 holes is exhausting. I did that once years ago.
Oh my
I was
God,
exhausted.
I'm scared. Well, this is the way to move up in the world, and I need to find a rich husband. So
yeah. I mean, this is the favorite game of Orange Face, so there's that.
Well, don't want to move up in that world. But
the only thing you have to be careful of is, I know it's kind of early April, just still overcast, but be careful of if you start really early and it's overcast, but then around holes 5 or 6, the sun comes out and you getting sunburned and stuff. Just be careful of that.
Oh gosh, yeah. I think I'll do like the evening ones. Yeah, definitely. I always wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm more like I'll do because I live right next to a golf course, like right across the street. So I can get off work at a decent time and come and do the evenings and stuff. So there you go.
Right on.
But it's cool because we met like a girl who she's also taking lessons, but she's in the more advanced classes, and she was telling she invited us to like this like San Diego like golfing girl group where they're like trying to always like going like get tea times and practice and stuff. So it's definitely like it's very inclusive, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Except the first class that I took, there were do you want me to keep going, Albert, or do we want to save this for another episode?
That's up to you. I mean, you feel free to keep going if you want.
No, I was gonna say. So when I was waiting, there were these two girls. They had fabulous outfits. I will not say anything about their outfits because they were great, but fabulous. But so they're fabulous. They're Mexican, but they were the rich Mexicans, so they were Whitexicans. And Whitexicans, yes. And
I think they're Cashicans.
Yes, but so I was there by myself. Well, so they saw me and they kind of walked past me because they were doing the driving range, and then we were doing a tour. My friend was with me because she's taking the class with me, and as we were walking past them, they gave me the Mexican once over, and I have not gotten the Mexican once over in years, and I felt like immediately judged. And the crazy thing is my friend noticed it and she's like, oh, I gave him the look back. And I was like, oh, thank you. But I went and told my parents and my mom was like, see, I told you, this is why you shouldn't have taken golf lessons.
Yeah, I agree with your mom.
Oh my God, I know, but I want to.
It's a lot of hater energy in golf and stuff like that.
Yes, it's very colorist too. Yeah. Between the Mexicans.
Yeah.
But
a lot of social, economic, class, all that stuff comes to a head in golf. Yeah.
And I'm clearly very poor. So
what little I play, but golf can be really fun if you a couple times I've just like at the driving range, just hitting balls and stuff like that. It's actually a lot of fun.
That's relaxing. Yeah. I like zone out and I'm like, ooh, like, and I don't realize how many muscles I'm using to do that.
Yeah. You're really sore the next day. Yeah.
You're sore.
Yeah.
It's like leg day, but hardcore. But I knew it, but I just was not expecting the Mexican once over already. So that was fun.
I think playing 9 holes is going to be. I think you'll find it kind of exhausting and stuff like that. But I think just going to the driving range, that's a lot.
I think I could do that. I think I can do that. Mm-hmm. That's my story.
How I would have played it out. I would have had those two chicks making out and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, Charlie.
That'd be a much more interesting story.
No.
They just started making out in the middle of the club. I don't understand it, but that's the story.
Well, okay, maybe, but no, they're just fine. I'll do that.
Yeah.